Hello and welcome to Atanasda Chapter 8 Alpha. In this first video we're going to talk about what a participle is, and then in the second video we'll talk about the forms for the Greek in this particular chapter. So first question, what is a participle? What does that word mean? A participle is an adjective. It's a specific kind of adjective, so all adjectives modify a noun. That is, they give us more information about the noun. And in Greek and in Latin and some other languages, adjectives must agree with the noun that they modify in gender, number, and case. So that means that the endings of adjectives decline, just like the endings of nouns decline, and they show us gender, number, and case. But it's a special kind of adjective. It is a verbal adjective, which means that even though it is an adjective, it has some verbal qualities. So it's verbal, but not a verb. It has some verbal qualities. Those verbal qualities include tense and voice. So a participle, as a verbal adjective, the endings will change, or the word itself will change to reflect tense, voice, gender, number, and case. So if I ask you to parse a participle, start with the adjective part. Give us 6 things total. So the adjective part, give us the gender, number, and case. And then the verbal parts give us the tense and voice. And then the 6th and last thing you should say is simply write down the word participle. So gender, number, case, tense, voice, participle. So let's talk about what it means, starting with some English examples. Reminder, it's a verbal adjective. So I'm giving an English example, burning man. Burning is an adjective. It tells us more information about the noun man. As an adjective, it modifies man. If these things were in Greek or Latin, they would have to both have the same gender, number, and case endings. That doesn't mean the endings would look identical because they might be different declensions, but the endings for both must show the same gender, number, and case. So the verbal qualities of this adjective, burning, are tense. In this case, we're talking about the present tense. It is currently burning. The other verbal quality is voice. So think of active versus passive in English. Are we burning something else? Yes, that means it's active. So to give you a different example, burnt man is still a participle, still a verbal adjective, still modifies man. In Greek, they would agree in gender, number, and case. Verbal qualities are tense and voice. The difference between burnt and burning is different tenses and voices. So burnt in English is a perfect tense, or you could just say more simply a past tense. And then the voice is actually passive. So instead of burning the man, now we have a man who has been burnt. The verb has happened to the man, so it is passive. So burning is a English present active participle, and burnt is a past passive participle. So in Greek, I'm going to use the sample sentence ho Philippos lagon tina ento agro trechonta, which means Philip sees a hare running in the field. Trechonta is our participle. It means running. It is an adjective that tells us more information about the noun lagon. The two of them agree in gender, number, and case. Lagon happens to be a second declension noun. I know it looks a little funny. You're used to omicron nu, and instead we have omega nu, but it's second declension. And then trechonta is a third declension adjective. So both of them are masculine singular accusative, but in the second declension, masculine singular accusative is characterized by a final nu. And in the third declension, masculine accusative singular is characterized by that final alpha. So the verbal qualities of trechonta, so all participles reflect tense and voice. Trechonta happens to be present tense and active voice. So if I ask you to parse trechonta, you would say that it is masculine singular accusative, present, active, and then you say the word participle. And then you're done. Go to the next video to talk about the Greek forms.